Wifey been working on this app. I can't wait for it to drop. Oh man, because it is COVID, it's delaying everything. Yes, yes, yes. My wife and I are the co-owners of WBKE Media. That is our business. About seven, actually 7, 8 years ago, my wife and I created. Well, we didn't create. We put together our own business formula, and it was an internet radio station, and it's WBKE Vegas Radio. We started off with just one. Then from there, it was the internet station. So basically, we just had people who was paying us to do shows, and once they paid us to do their shows, we aired it. We always aired it live because we had our own physical radio station that we had put together. And then we aired people's shows live, so they paid us to come on air once a week and do their show. And then we did remotes around the city, and then we just started establishing ourselves in the local neighborhoods, and then started getting a couple of advertisement dollars coming in, and then we were able to grow the station from one to two to three to four to five, six different radio stations. How we were able to accomplish that was I was able to purchase our own server, and then I was also able to sell airtime to other folks so they could create their own station, and we still have that till today. But that's under WBKE Media, which is what we eventually added on to our business. We eventually added that on to WBKE Vegas Radio. Like I said, that was what we started off with first. It was actually WBKE Vegas Radio. Then we had Vegas Raw Radio because we had too many people wanting shows. So we created a secondary station to be able to, bring in more income, of course, and then as well as provide more business opportunities for other people to do their shows on our other station. Then we did that. I'll get into all that on another video. I'll explain all how the business came along, how WBKE came along, you know, um, the formula for it, the thought plan behind it. I'll do a special video for that. May bring in my wife a little bit on that because she was a big contribution to it. I mean, she still is actually. So yeah, we'll get into all that in another video. But anyway, so yeah, so we had Vegas Raw Radio, and then after that we had WBKE Media, and everything else fell under WBKE Media under today, still under that umbrella. So that's how that came along. So for the last so we were doing that. Then my 9 to 5, because of course I had a 9 to 5 before we started our own business. Then our 9 to 5 actually called me back. When they called me back, and they were giving me a couple of contracting work on the West Coast because that's where we're living. They were giving me a couple of contracting work, go out for a couple of weeks, every other month, and then make some decent money. So I started doing that for a while, taking all that money, putting it back into the business, and then did that for a little bit, but was still having the station, was still running the station, was going strong, was growing the station. Me and my wife, we moved like 3, 4 times in between the first 3 years we started. We were just moving like crazy because we kept outgrowing every location we went to. So that was a blessing in itself right there. But anyway, so the company called me back, so I started doing a little contracting work for them to bring in more money to put into the business because the business, you know what I'm saying, like I said, was growing. So, but then after a while, they called me and they offered me, a good amount of money to actually go move back to Georgia. And go back working for them. They offered me a title I never had, which, to be quite frank, there was certain things in my past that, had done, when you're a black man growing up in America, there's certain things you may do in your lifetime, in your past that you're not proud of, but you did that to get you to a certain place. So when they kind of called me and gave me a title that, to be honest with you, in corporate America, I never thought I would have it. I knew I was going to have it in my own business. I know I have it in my own business, but I never thought I was going to have it in corporate America. And it started doing something like just like really, can I really sustain the title they want to give me? That was really the whole thought behind it. Can I really sustain the title they want to give me? Can I really make something happen with the title they want to give me under what they consider the title to be? You know, because everybody has their own definition of stuff. But it was corporate. I was like, wow, you want to offer me this title? Damn, can I really do that job? Can I really manage, direct, do that? And so that was really one of the major factors behind it. Of course, the money was there, but the money was the money was there to put into the business to keep growing the business. That was always me and my wife's intention with any job we ever gonna get, or if we had to get a job at at those times. But that was really the thought behind it. Like, really, can I do what they offering me? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes, when you're not educated the way in corporate America, the way they always want you to be. Do you have a bachelor's? Do you have a master's? Do you have this? When you're not educated like that, first of all, they look at you one way, let alone offer you something that you're not documented in. Now it was like, okay, now they're giving it to me now. This is what you always ask for. You hustling out there, and then this is what you always ask for. Now, can you really step up to the plate? Um, blessing and curse. I'll be honest with you, blessing and curse. It's one of those things. Yeah, I was able to step up to the plate and manage it. I'm still managing it, able to do it. No, and I'm not gonna say no problems. It has its days, just like any job. It has its days. Some days are more stressful than others, especially when you have people underneath your title. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I know I am a boss in what they call boss for a job. You know what I'm saying? But for the real people that know me, means that don't mean crap to me. It's just a title that you have above somebody else that gives you authorization to tell them and enforce the processes that somebody above you created and put together. So you're just playing a position. So that's how I look at any job, no matter what title you hold, unless you're the owner. At the end of the day, you're working for somebody. So anyway, I went back, started doing that. Me and my wife, she was out there maintaining the radio stations. I was over here working the 9 to 5. And then from there, one thing turned into another, and a couple of years passed by, and I'm still at the 9 to 5, saying the same old thing. Always like, damn, can I really do what the next thing is? Really, it's always that had me staying. Again, I'm not gonna say the money. The money's always on the bottom on the table. I'm not gonna keep going back to that. But really, it was like every challenge, every time I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go back and do my own thing and sustain my own thing. And because I guess my thing was sustaining. It is sustaining. My wife's taking care of it. My daughter was taking care of it. It's sustaining. So I didn't feel the pressure of like, oh my God, it's going underneath or whatever. So, but then the 9 to 5 kept giving me these challenges. At first I got there was, okay, manage a certain section. I started doing that, challenging myself with that. Can I do that? Boom, that became okay. Then after that, it was like challenging, like, okay, we're gonna send you out of town. We want you to put something together somewhere else. Oh, like I did in Vegas? Yeah, like you did in Vegas about 8, 9 years ago. Oh, for real? Okay. So, damn, can I do it again? And can I do it somewhere else? So went boom, did that fine. Then they gave me 2, gave me 3. Shoot, started going out there rocking. And not only did they give me that, but I managed people out there. So long distance, everything became a challenge to me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Everything became a challenge. And as each thing became a challenge, I just kept taking it and I don't know what it is right now. Time goes by fast. I looked up, 2 years passed by. I wasn't even planning on staying in Georgia 2 years. 2 years passed by. Then my wife finally said, fuck it. So she came out here, you know what I'm saying? We made some decision changes. Some life changes. We made some business changes to accommodate what I had did for the last 2 years. And so she came out here, and we still have our business, but we changed up the whole business concept. We stopped having shows, which meant we didn't need an actual location in Vegas anymore. So we stopped having shows. We still streaming. We still do, we still streaming. We still stream other folk shows that want to syndicate their shows from other stations. We still do that. We've been doing that for the last 2, 3 years. Very successful as well. People love music out there. I'll be honest with you. People love music, good music, shit they don't always see on the radio all damn day. You know what I'm saying? Now, another thing. If you're gonna own a radio station, internet station, whatever, don't expect people to listen to you all day. I don't care what type of music you playing, how good of music you playing, whatever. It's never gonna happen. I had to learn that myself. It's never gonna happen. You know, just like yourself, how much of it can you take? You know what I'm saying? Even at the club, you ain't at the club 24, 34 hours. You know what I'm saying? You just there a certain amount of times, and after a while, it all sounds like boom boom in your head. So don't ever expect, to have one listener listening to you all day. Sometimes 5 minutes is all you could get from these people. And real talk in a business, that's all you really want. But anyway, so we came out here and, we've been doing it. And so now we actually been looking for a location. This COVID thing stopped us. I probably would have been talking to you from a location right now if it wasn't for COVID. But we're looking for a location. My wife really took the last, be honest, 6 months. 6 months. I'll really say a year. A year. Looking for apps, looking at different websites, looking at all that, self-teaching herself. So I have to let you know that whenever you go out there, you download our app, you look at our website, it is all my wife. Really, the only thing she doesn't really do is graphics. But other than that, everything you see, the layout, everything else, everything on there is her. So proud of her. She just did all that on her own, self-taught her between her mind, YouTube, going back, researching, making mistakes, you know what I'm saying, plugging things in, plugging them out, me pissing her off, she pissing me off, do you like this, do you like that? After a lot of arguments, anytime you're married to somebody for as long as we've been, a lot of arguments, she completed them, and it's all her, and I'm so proud. And I know people gonna say things, and it can always be better, whatever, but it don't matter. I swear to God, it don't matter. It's just like when I was younger and I did my own oil change. Even though I may not have put the right amount of oil back in the car and stuff like that, and I still needed to go back and put some more oil. The fact that you did it yourself, the fact that you accomplished something yourself, it don't matter how it looks to other people. Sometimes when you just look at the shit and you know all the work you put into it, and then things that people don't realize is the consistency. The more you do something, that's when it starts getting better and getting better. And I have to say, it looks great. For a person who never really did that, this is not her life. My wife's a bookkeeper, accountant for all her life, really. You know what I'm saying? My wife talk about payroll and taxes and all that shit. She'll run circles around anybody. But so I was kind of a little hesitant, but she's a self-motivator, always been that entrepreneur. But anyway, so we moved back to Georgia. So we're here now, rocking and rolling, trying to live, a different lifestyle because I moved back without kids. I left Georgia with kids. I left Georgia with a damn family. Came back with no kids. You know what I'm saying? I came back by myself, la vida loca. Then wife came. You know what I'm saying? So we just been chilling ever since. And so she did the website, did the app. The app's about to be launched right now. Well, it's out, it's submitted. We're just waiting for Google and Apple to just, put it out there. So everybody if you already have it downloaded, it's gonna get that update. We added so many more stations, and we're continuing to add stations daily, weekly, monthly. We are not gonna stop adding stations until you tell us to stop adding stations because you have too many options. That's what I want. I want to give you so many options. But I can't wait for it to launch. Soon as it launches, trust me, you're about to see a lot more videos from me drop because I'm super excited about that. Right now, I got, there's always stuff to talk about, but this is the calling. This is, putting it together, teaching people how to put it together, showing you the struggle, showing you the in and outs, getting the feedback from you. You know what I'm saying? Because in any business, there's always up and downs. So we just really want to show you that. The last time, when we were doing this in Vegas and starting our own thing and getting everything started, a lot of things, a lot of times, a lot of people always ask me, yo, how do you guys get this done? How do you guys do this and all that? And it ain't easy. Just like anything else we always attempted or tried or you tried or whatever, it's never easy. That's when it really gets harder. That's when, oh my God, you're so tested. Oh, Jesus, we're still tested. You tested every day. So we want to do a lot of that. Show you guys how we put in stuff together, how we're putting it together in the moment. So you could be right there alongside with us, so you can see it. That's gonna be this journey. That's what you're gonna see on I'm Vlad. A lot of those type of journeys. How we doing stuff? How we putting it together? How to even get started? How to get off your ass? So sometimes it's hard for me to get off my ass. And you're going to see that. Even with what we accomplished already, you're going to see how hard it is for me to sometimes get off my own